Are you using vintage cameras but you're finding you're constantly having a problem with your exposures? Let's talk about a couple of the likely culprits today. Your light meter, your batteries, or a combination of the two of them. Cameras into the early 60s used what was called a selenium light meter. You've probably seen them. They're a square with a bunch of little lenses, or in the case of this old Canon, a round one around the lens. The problem with these is over time, exposure to light degrades them, and they slowly go bad until they just totally stop working, so they might be inaccurate. With cameras like these, your best bet is to use an external light meter. If you feel it is still working on your old camera, or those old light meters that use them, you should keep them covered when they're not in use. Those light meters were widely replaced by CDS light meters. Think your Minolta SRT series, your Canon F1s, Olympus OM1s. These cameras took what were called Mercury Oxide batteries. Mercury Oxide batteries were great because they put out a constant 1.35 volts no matter what stage of life they were in. The problem with Mercury Oxide batteries is mercury is obviously a poison. The camera industry mostly phased out of them by 1975-ish, and they were completely banned in 1996. So many people new to photography will simply throw an alkaline battery in these cameras. The reason that doesn't work is because they're different voltage at the start, but the problem with alkaline is they degrade over time, the voltage actually changes. So you're always going to have a very inaccurate reading with your light meter. There are all kinds of hacks for cameras that took mercury oxide batteries, from creating a little cradle for modern hearing aid batteries to making one yourself and all this little stuff, but I prefer just to use these zinc air Wayne cell batteries that are made for photography. They also put out a constant 1.35 volts. The problem with Wayne cells and zinc air is the second you open them up and they're exposed to air, the clock is ticking on them, and different environmental conditions will make them last not quite as long. The industry moved to silver oxide batteries, which also have a very stable voltage, but those are 1.55, so you want to use those in the cameras that are made for them, not in your older mercury cameras. By the 80s, your cameras like the Canon AE1 or your Minolta X series had voltage regulators in them. The Canon AE1 manual says you could use alkaline batteries, but it's still recommended to use silver oxide batteries. They're just a better quality product with their constant voltage output. So when you're looking for batteries, look for the SR44s, not the LR44s, if that's what your camera takes. Do not just go on the internet and take advice. I was looking at Reddit the other day, which just said, yeah, just throw alkaline batteries in there. And I'm like, no, that will not work if you're trying to get an accurate reading on older cameras' light meters.